In a world that doesn't pause, where the noise of criticism and self-doubt often drowns out our inner peace, it's essential to remember one powerful truth. Your perception of yourself shapes your reality. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about a fundamental principle of Stoicism that teaches us the art of resilience through self-mastery. Every day, we face a barrage of expectations and comparisons, which can lead to a skewed perception of our own worth. But what if I told you that within you lies the power to reset this perception, to reframe the narrative of your life into one of strength and acceptance? Today, we're going to explore how to harness this power by delving into the Stoic practice of turning inward and questioning our responses to external pressures. This approach isn't about ignoring the negative, it's about transforming it into a tool for personal growth. By the end of this discussion, you'll not only see yourself in a new light, but you'll also understand how to apply these ancient principles to modern challenges, creating a life filled with more acceptance and less self-rebellion. Join me as we embark on this journey of self-discovery, where we'll unravel the layers of our self-perception and stitch them back together with threads of wisdom handed down through millennia. Together, we'll learn to see not just the beauty in our strengths, but the value in our vulnerabilities. This is not just a call to action. It's an invitation to a transformation, one that begins within the walls of your own thoughts. If you appreciate the insights and the journey we're embarking on today, a simple free favor I'll ask from you is to hit that subscribe button. And trust me, you won't want to skip any part of this video, as each moment is crafted to bring you closer to truly understanding and transforming how you see yourself. Let's go. Step 1. Reflect on the roots. Understanding why we sometimes struggle to love ourselves requires a deep dive into our past, often revealing that the root causes are external. Think about it. A casual, perhaps thoughtless comment from someone we respected, a moment of embarrassment in front of peers, or a series of negative interactions over time. These can all leave marks on our self-perception. It's important to recognize that while these moments shape us, they do not have to define us permanently. Stoicism teaches us a valuable lesson here. We do not control external events, but we have the power to control our reactions to them. Stoic philosophy emphasizes examining life's experiences critically and without bias. This means looking back at those specific instances that have contributed to a negative self-image and understanding them from a new perspective. What were the circumstances? What might the other person have been going through at the time? By detaching ourselves from the immediate emotional response and viewing the situation more objectively, we can begin to see that these events do not carry intrinsic judgments about our worth. This step of reflection isn't about assigning blame or dwelling in the past. Rather, it's about gaining clarity. When we take the time to think about the experiences that have shaped our self-esteem, we're often able to see that our negative self-perceptions are not reflections of our true selves, but rather reactions to specific events. This understanding is crucial as it lays the groundwork for transforming these perceptions. By practicing this Stoic method of reflection, we empower ourselves to start rewriting the narrative of our self-image. This doesn't mean denying that painful things happened or that they hurt us. Instead, it's about acknowledging these events and then choosing not to let them dictate our self-worth going forward. We learn to separate our value from our experiences, recognizing that our worth as individuals is not diminished by the actions or words of others. As we engage in this reflective process, we take the first crucial steps towards healing and reclaiming our self-esteem. Each insight gained through this practice not only helps to weaken the hold of past hurts, but also strengthens our resilience, equipping us with the tools to face future challenges with a more grounded sense of self. This is the beginning of a journey toward not just accepting, but truly loving ourselves, guided by the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Step 2. Dialogue with your past self. Engaging in a dialogue with your younger self can be an incredibly transformative exercise, one that bridges the gap between therapeutic practices and Stoic wisdom. Imagine for a moment that you could travel back in time. Picture yourself sitting across from the child you once were, observing their hopes, their fears, and the simplicity of their world. What would you say to this younger version of yourself? The exercise isn't just about imparting wisdom, it's about offering the compassion and understanding that perhaps was needed, but not received at that time. You might start by acknowledging their feelings of being misunderstood or overlooked. It's powerful to tell them, it's okay to feel this way, it's okay to be you, complete with all your emotions and thoughts. You are worthy of attention and love, not for your achievements or what you can do, but simply for being you. This simple affirmation can be deeply soothing to your inner child who may have internalized negative experiences as personal faults. This conversation is a core practice of Stoic thought, focusing on the concept of self-acceptance and resilience. Stoicism teaches us to embrace our experiences, including our responses to past events, with a sense of detachment and understanding. It encourages us to view every experience as a part of our philosophical journey, helping us grow into wiser, more compassionate beings. As you engage in this mental dialogue, try to truly listen to your younger self. What are their dreams, fears, and desires? How have these early experiences shaped the person you are today? By understanding these elements, you can start to heal old wounds. You'll likely find that many of the insecurities that trouble you as an adult began as simple misunderstandings from when you were younger. Reassuring your younger self that they have inherent worth, independent of external validation, is an exercise in building Stoic resilience. It fortifies the understanding that our worth isn't contingent on the fluctuating opinions of others or the whims of fate. Instead, our value is a constant, rooted deeply in our existence and our nature as rational, thoughtful beings. This exercise isn't just about healing, it's about strengthening. By affirming your value to your past self, you reinforce your own resilience in the present. You acknowledge that while the past may have shaped you, it does not have to define you. Each moment of understanding and acceptance lays down a brick on the path to a more secure, self-compassionate future, paving the way for a life led with Stoic wisdom and emotional freedom. Step 3. Embrace and transform insecurities. Each of us has aspects of ourselves that we've been conditioned to view negatively. Maybe it's something as simple as your height, the sound of your voice, or the way you laugh. Whatever it is, it's time to address these feelings head-on. Stoicism offers a powerful perspective here, teaching us that our perceptions are within our control, even when external circumstances are not. This means we have the ability to reshape how we see our supposed flaws. Imagine the freedom of redefining what you've always seen as a weakness. For instance, if you've always been self-conscious about being taller or shorter than average, consider this. Your height is a natural part of what makes you uniquely you. It doesn't need to be a source of shame, but can be seen as a distinctive trait that adds to your individuality. You might start to tell yourself, "My height is part of what makes me who I am, and I accept it fully." This kind of affirmation is a powerful step in rewriting the internal narratives that dictate how we feel about ourselves. Stoicism teaches us to detach our self-worth from things beyond our control and to focus instead on our virtues and our actions. By doing so, we can turn what we perceive as vulnerabilities into sources of strength. Instead of seeing a trait as a flaw, we can view it as a feature that contributes to our unique character, one that we can own and even take pride in. This transformation is not about denying that certain traits can make life challenging, but about changing the energy we invest in these traits from negative to positive. When we stop seeing our differences as liabilities and start embracing them as intrinsic parts of our narrative, we build a stronger, more resilient self-image. This process creates a fortress of self-esteem, a place where external opinions and criticisms have a much harder time penetrating because our foundation is built on acceptance and understanding. As you practice this step, remember that it's okay to feel uncomfortable at first. Changing deep-seated beliefs about ourselves isn't easy and doesn't happen overnight. However, each small step in accepting and valuing our uniqueness is a brick in the fortress we are building around our self-esteem. Over time, you will find that these traits no longer trigger insecurity, but instead evoke a sense of personal authenticity and pride. This is the power of Stoic resilience, turning what the world calls weaknesses into pillars of strength. Step 4. Commit to self-compassion. At this point in our journey, it's crucial to focus on the art of self-compassion, which is essentially about showing up for yourself in the kindest way possible. Think about it. How often do we genuinely check in with ourselves? How frequently do we ask ourselves without judgment, how am I really doing? Just as you would inquire about a dear friend's well-being with genuine concern and empathy, it's vital to extend that same level of care and attention to yourself. Self-compassion is not just about being kind. It's about being forgiving and supportive of your own journey, recognizing that the path to self-improvement and happiness is often non-linear and fraught with challenges. Stoicism, with its emphasis on mindfulness and presence, teaches us to focus on what we can control. One of the most empowering aspects we control is our thoughts about ourselves. The Stoics advocate for a perspective that encourages us to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. This mindfulness allows us to respond to our internal experiences with compassion rather than criticism. In practicing self-compassion, start by acknowledging that it's okay to have setbacks. It's okay to feel uncertain or to not always meet the standards we set for ourselves. By forgiving ourselves for being human, we make room for growth and learning. Just as importantly, being supportive of your own journey means celebrating your efforts and successes, no matter how small they may seem. Every step forward, every act of kindness towards yourself reinforces the belief that you are worthy of care and respect. This commitment to self-compassion is transformative. It shifts how we interact with ourselves on a fundamental level, fostering a healthier self-image and a more resilient spirit. As we become more present and mindful, as the Stoics suggest, we start to see our challenges as opportunities to apply compassion and wisdom. We learn to navigate life's ups and downs with a steadier hand and a more peaceful heart. Embracing self-compassion is a powerful act of rebellion against the internal critic that too often drives our actions and choices. It allows us to break free from the harsh judgments we impose on ourselves and to embrace a more forgiving and understanding approach to our imperfections. As we cultivate this kind and compassionate mindset towards ourselves, we not only enhance our own well-being, but also increase our capacity to offer genuine compassion to others, fulfilling one of the key virtues of Stoic philosophy, the practice of mutual support and kindness. Step 5. Live authentically. In our journey towards self-love and acceptance, this step is fundamental. Stoicism encourages us not to conform blindly to societal expectations, but to live in harmony with our true nature. This means making choices that resonate deeply with our core values and beliefs, regardless of external pressures to appear or act a certain way. Embracing your authenticity involves small but significant acts, wearing what you feel best in, speaking your thoughts honestly, and allowing your true self to surface without fear of judgment. For example, if wearing pajamas to a party makes you feel comfortable and happy, why not? It's a simple decision that reflects a larger commitment to honoring your preferences and comfort, which is more important than adhering to social norms that don't resonate with you. By being true to yourself, you naturally attract people who appreciate and love the authentic version of you. This isn't just about making friends or finding community. It's about creating an environment around yourself that is a true reflection of your values and personality. When you live authentically, you send a powerful message to yourself and others about your self-respect and self-worth, further enhancing your self-esteem. Stoicism teaches us that authenticity involves understanding our desires and aversions and acting on them in a way that aligns with our rational, virtuous self. It involves a clarity of purpose and a commitment to personal integrity. Living authentically means you're not swayed by fleeting desires or the changing opinions of others. Instead, you're guided by a consistent, rational commitment to your true self. This step of living authentically also leads to a more content and peaceful life. When you're not constantly battling between who you are and who you feel pressured to be, there's a significant decrease in internal conflict. This alignment between your inner self and your external actions fosters a deep sense of peace and fulfillment, characteristics that the Stoics held in high regard. In embracing your quirks and all the unique aspects that make you, you also open up a pathway to genuine self-expression. This is not just liberating, but deeply rewarding. Authentic living is not an act of selfishness, but a profound practice of self-respect. By valuing your own preferences and needs, you set a standard for how you want to interact with the world, paving the way for richer, more meaningful experiences and relationships. This is the heart of Stoic teaching, living a life of personal integrity and virtue, aligned perfectly with your nature. Step 6. Loving yourself is a journey. Loving yourself is indeed not an overnight feat. It's a profound journey, one that requires patience, dedication, and continuous effort. Much like the Stoics, who emphasize the constant practice of virtues to lead a fulfilled life, the path to self-love demands daily commitment and mindfulness. It begins with simple yet powerful steps: affirming your own worth, embracing the aspects that make you uniquely you, and practicing relentless self-compassion in the face of both internal and external challenges. This journey is deeply personal and varies uniquely from one person to another. No two paths to self-love are the same, and each of us will face our own set of challenges and triumphs along the way. It's important to acknowledge that there will be ups and downs. Some days self-love might feel natural and easy, and on other days it might feel like a struggle just to accept ourselves. This is normal, and it's a part of the journey. Stoicism teaches us resilience and the importance of focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. By applying Stoic principles, you can learn to remain stable and grounded, even when external circumstances try to shake your self-esteem. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions or hardships, but rather facing them with courage and using them as opportunities for growth and self-reflection. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to see the value in every experience. Each challenge you encounter on your journey to loving yourself is not just an obstacle, but a chance to practice virtue, such as patience, understanding, and kindness towards yourself and others. This perspective can transform the way you approach the concept of self-love. It's not just about feeling good about yourself, but about growing into a person who can face life's vicissitudes with grace and wisdom. Committing to this path means making a conscious effort every day to nurture and affirm yourself. It could be through small affirmations, setting aside time for self-care, or simply choosing to speak kindly to yourself during tough times. Each positive action reinforces the belief that you are worthy of love and respect, building a foundation of self-love that can support you throughout life. Remember, self-love is a dynamic journey. It evolves as you grow and learn more about yourself. With perseverance and a stoic resilience, you can cultivate a deep, lasting relationship with yourself. This isn't just beneficial for your own peace of mind, it enhances your interactions with others and your overall approach to life. By committing to love yourself daily, you open up a world where you can live more fully, richly, and authentically. So, continue to nurture this relationship with yourself. It's one of the most important ones you'll ever have. As we journey through life, remember that the wisdom of Stoicism isn't just ancient philosophy. It's a guide to living with resilience, dignity, and a deep understanding of ourselves. Thank you for joining me today and for being a part of Stoic Journal. Please consider watching one of the suggested videos on your screen to continue exploring how Stoic principles can enhance your life. Together, let's cultivate a spirit of endurance, acceptance, and profound self-compassion.